Shamans don't just ask for power, they speak to the elements as equals, bend storms to their will, and wield forces that could shatter continents. But where does this raw, untamed energy truly come from? Ancient pacts? Spiritual balance? Today, we're channeling the fury of the elements and uncovering why shamans are some of the most dangerously limitless spellcasters in WoW. As you may have known, shamans draw power from the 4 primal elements: earth, fire, air, and water. But, unlike druids who nurture nature's harmony, or monks who channel inner chi, shamans bargain with the elements directly. So according to WoWpedia, these forces are alive, sentient, temperamental, and older than mortal races. The elemental lords like Ragnaros or Therazane rule these domains, but true shamans don't serve them, they negotiate. And of course, here's the catch, the elements choose who they answer to. When Thrall lost his way, they silenced him. When Farsia no Bundu, the first broken shaman, proved his worth, they spoke to him despite his corruption. That's the core of shamanism, respect, not control. There is of course a flip side, as some shamans push further. While the Earthen Ring communes with elemental spirits, dark shamans like Garrosh's Korkron force obedience, twisting elements into weapons of war. So becoming a shaman isn't like studying magic, it's a spiritual trial. Orcs train under elders in the wild, Draenei seek visions from the Farseers, and dwarves learn from stone fathers who hear Earth's whispers. But the elements test their followers, sometimes brutally. In Legion, shamans proved their worth by rekindling their bond with the elements. Thrall's Doomhammer was shattered until he earned it back, and the Zandalari prelates, they bargain with Razan's light-infused lower magic, blending divine power with primal fury. But the biggest danger of all of this training is losing balance. Dark shamans force the elements into submission, poisoning the land, and when the elements retaliate, that's how you lose the planet. So let's go through some of the forgotten arts of shamanism and some of their cool abilities with lore. So we start with Farsight. This visionary ability lets shamans see across continents, or in-game as far as you can click. Like a druid's dreamwalk, but through elemental spirits instead of the Emerald Dream. And of course, heroism, an absolute staple in the world of Warcraft. Shamans don't just talk to elements, they commune with the dead. This ability channels fallen heroes to empower the raid group. Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt, a raw display of Stormcaller power, the bread and butter of shamans. Seen when Orcish shamans turned against the Draenei, unlike Mage Lightning, it isn't controlled, it's unleashed. And finally, very interestingly, Ghost Wolf, a physical and spiritual embodiment channeled through spirit wolves. What are spirit wolves, I hear you say? These are wolves that prowl the elemental plane, an unknown origin to an unknown destination. Now of course, just a little extra with some elemental secrets Blizzard buried. Onto the cut content. Now originally, as some know, shamans could rock bite a tank in the enhancement tree, using earth shields to mitigate damage. Unfortunately, it was removed last minute, similarly to the rogue tanks, with little to no explanation. Now the other thing is shamanism is one of the most prominent magic affinities in Azeroth, with almost every race. In fact, an argument could be made for the most, with all primitive and civilized having some kind of manipulation of the elements. It is fascinating to see how each race manifests these powers. It's my kind of assumption, as it's not really stated, that every race has a natural kind of grounding to them that make them almost susceptible to be able to interact with the elements. And it's only through training and spiritual revelations that you can really become a Farseer. But to conclude, Shamans draw power from the world's raw fury. What about those who wield the world's decay? Next time we'll ask, where do Death Knights get their power? Spoiler, it involves less negotiation and more soul torture, as well as drawing runes. Please do like if you want it, and tell me what other classes we should do. I will eventually get through all of them, and then hopefully tap some of the really cool raid bosses, dungeons, and all of that cool stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and please do have a lovely day.